Hey, Paul. Bit all over the shop tonight. G'day, Gruffalo. Got my beverage too. Stand by. All right. Do some painting. Yeah, I'm really unhappy with that, actually. I'm taking that out. Going in a different spot. Now, what is going on here? Stand by. All right. Much better. Hello, Pascal. Hello, Match Fixer. Quiff. Alex MF. Welcome. Welcome to all of you. Yes, today we are painting a fairy, or at least some grass stuff. Thanks, mate. Yeah, Moonface is okay. I haven't called time on him yet, but I'm okay with how he came out so far. Yes, happy Easter to those who celebrate Easter. And if you don't celebrate Easter, that's A-OK as well. Happy Monday of the party variety to you all. Mm. All sorts of exciting news for tonight, and some fun new show and tell. Some models turned up that I'm going to paint, not ones that were painted. Um, yeah, it's been a good week. I also celebrate having a day off. I celebrate so much that I decided to have 10 days off instead of just the one. No, no, I don't feel pressure, mate. Someone once said to me, pressure is a privilege. And I said, geez, I wish I knew what that felt like. I've been a little facetious there. What I should say is, I've been in many situations in terms of little toy soldier games and sports, team sports, competitive sports, all that sort of activity where um, there is a genuine pressure that you feel, and you lose, you win, and eventually the experience takes over and you stop worrying about results. It's kind of a thing I talk about a lot. It's just a mentality thing. I don't feel pressure because I'm not worried about the result. I'm worried about having a fun time painting it. So I'm just gonna have a fun time painting it. And then I win. Yeah, awesome week. I'm up to date on Moon Knight. How good is Moon Knight? It's fantastic. I had a fantastic chat with some people that I'm actually allowed to talk about now. Um, uh, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. It's not anything. No, Ep 4 comes out on Wednesday. But I'm absolutely loving it. Yeah. Moon Knight is absolutely crushing it. Yeah, so I had a something I chatted about on stream a couple of weeks ago about I sent a message to some people from the game that I'm really excited about turning up. Um, a game called Oathsworn, and I ended up having a bit of a chat with them over the weekend actually, and yeah, managed to secure some models in advance of the game actually arriving. So I'm going to have my models in the next week or so to do some painting and some painting videos. So I am very enthusiastic about it. I've already started preparing my lesson plan for the videos, and yeah, it's going to be good to get back into filming some sort of specific videos and making videos and doing voiceovers and that sort of stuff. It's a bit of fun. So that'll be the game's due to arrive in probably 4 to 6 weeks for most people, and so in true Dino fashion, I'm going to try and have all of those figures painted by them by then, for the release of the game when people receive it. And it's also possibly one of the best parts about it is that I'll have the models painted for when I start my own playthrough of the game, which is excellent. You know, it's pretty cool actually. Um, Had a really good chat with the guys from Shadowborn. Really enthusiastic for what they're trying to create and the game itself, which is just probably going to be up there with Kingdom Death for me, based on what I've seen of the game. And yeah, look, so I am going to paint the hidden models, but I haven't decided how to approach that yet. Because if I do it on stream, we're obviously creating some issues for people that have the game for themselves and want to experience that for themselves. Um, and even just doing a video and having a screenshot of the video sitting there, screen grab of the model, I should say, isn't great for people's experience that are maybe. Thanks, Shamiko. Yeah, so I haven't really figured out how to approach that yet. I'm going to do the hero models first, which are the ones that are um, available and visible now. So and then I'll figure out a plan of attack on the other ones. So this is not a project I feel like I have a clear vision on yet, which is usually a bad sign. But I do have a clear painting style that I want to try and push towards, which is a very pastel style. So I want to try and almost make it feel like a watercolor, something like that, and try to avoid really vibrant saturated colors, which is usually my go-to. So yeah, we're going to try for a really pastel version of this figure, which is sort of aligned with Natalia's version to some extent. But we'll then add a little bit of deno to it. A little bit of deno. How good's my hair looking tonight? Stop looking so ridiculous. Hair. Okay, let's go. It's just so the front on view of this figure is this direction, roughly, like this. So I'm trying to focus or remember that rather, so that I can create an interesting viewing angle. But I do want there to be a fully three-dimensional painted figure on this, because it's a really beautiful three-dimensional sculpt that I think benefits from having all aspects of it painted. So we're going to try and do all aspects. Sound my house. All right, I'm excited to show off these figures I got in the mail. So let's do it. Yeah, so I got these figures on, what day was it? Thursday. Jules from Chimera. Yeah, so I bought the whole three of these in the one go, with intent to turn them into a diorama type 3. G'day, All Might, All for One. This one's my favourite. Let's have a look at her. Rogland did this picture, this model version. Ah, crispy. Look at the detail. Very crispy. This shit can just get fucked. Tell you right. We're just gonna piss all of this stuff off. Fuck off. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm probably want to bump this one up the project pile a little bit. I feel the need to paint some busts. So we may bump that up a little bit, depending on how I'm feeling about my board game painting and so forth. Yeah, they're beautiful models. Very enthusiastic about painting them. I think that means I'm not actually waiting on too many figures at the moment. I'm waiting on Inu Kingdoms. Hey, Frog Jim. Happy Party Monday. Inu Kingdoms. I'm waiting on the Oz from Mindworks. And maybe that's it. Chimera, my friend. Speaking of Chimera, their Kickstarter comes out this week. I may stay up late Wednesday night just so I can get. I think they're doing an early bird or something like that, so I may stay up late. It's usually like 3 a.m. for me, so great. I'm on the fence personally. The the game mechanics. I watched a playthrough video. It didn't really excite me, so I'm not sure. I need to mull over it a bit more. Like the art, I like the art style. Paul, I'm afraid Raymond has been working on that project for probably longer than I have been a display painter, mate. So, um, as incredible a project it is, I don't think he's really trying to muscle in on my niche because his next one of those will be approximately 4 years away. So I feel pretty confident in my position as the premier miniature diorama maker under 2 months for a project, which is really the only niche that I fall into. And also, I think, don't quote me on this though. I think that diorama contains miniatures painted by a variety of people, including everyone in Roman's classes. I think, because I remember seeing it when I was there, or seeing some of the zombies from it. It's been undergoing for a while. I think I could be misremembering completely, but I feel like that is the go. Well, that makes one of us, mate. So I want to talk a little bit about my plans for the Oathsworn figures because I need some advice, or maybe not advice. Hey, thanks for the subscription, mate. Appreciate that. uh, suggestions, ideas for ways that I can approach something to do with the figures, which I'll show off a little bit later on once I'm a bit more in my groove. Pastels, eh? Pastel colours. It's a novel approach for me. This may end up changing very, very quickly. Oh, speaking of things changing very, very quickly, I might be contemplating going back to my Winsor and Newton Series 7 very soon because I'm finding these 8404s just a little frustrating, and that may be because I haven't replaced them for about 3 months, and they're done. But just got the shits with them a little bit. Bum, 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 bum. What can I say except you're welcome? The wonderful world you know. Prior to when was it? Last year, middle of last year, I had exclusively used Winsor and Newton Series 7 and just never had a bad word to say about it. G'day, Benny. Long time no speak, mate. Hey, Tanithlas. But yeah, they had a really bad batch for a little run there, but I've heard mostly that that's been resolved now. Um, and yeah, they're my preferred brush, so I think I'll try and get back to them soon. Yeah, I felt like a holiday, mate. So I've taken one. I'm on holidays for the next week. I think I might add some pastel purples into this. Dive deep into the fairy. Yeah. You talking about the holidays or the purple? I'm assuming you're talking about the holidays, but if you're talking about the purple, I'm not quite as enthusiastic, but I'm glad you are. Holidays, yeah, yeah, man. It's been a. I'll tell you what. I've said this to people at work. I don't know if I said it on stream. I am finding this year more difficult than last year, and last year I found more difficult than 2020, which sounds crazy, but 2020 for me was kind of a good year. Not from a not from a like a mental health perspective, because everyone was uh, pretty down and out. But my actual job, I felt like they handled the pandemic really well, and I was sort of a part of that. And, it felt really easy to do my job and have a purpose during that time. Um, and then uh, 2021, we sort of all expected everything to go back to normal a bit, and it was the opposite. Just felt like everything got harder. Um, and work became significantly more challenging for that reason. And then this year, we started off the year with Omicron. Ah, thanks, Rough Turtle. What a great article that was. Guy who wrote that's a fucking legend. Yeah, so we find ourselves now at almost the halfway point of 2022, and it has been infinitely more challenging from a work perspective than last year, which sounds ludicrous, but it has. I mean, I started the year. I was supposed to have um, a break over Christmas. I was supposed to be off from Christmas Eve through to I think middle of January, and I ended up having to work it, and I worked all the way through to the middle of January because we were that stuffed, and then I took the following 3 weeks, but it was just yeah, just a messed up time. That chat with Vincey was really good, really fun. He's a great man. Got all the time for Vince. I haven't watched it. I think it's still available on his YouTube somewhere. Interview with an artist. Started off by saying in the interview, I'm interviewing one of the only people who's got me covered for speed. Said Vince, you're damn right about that, son. Got you covered for speed. I'm not sure why. It hasn't improved. Um, from a work perspective, I work in a retail business, right? So yeah, it's up and down. But the things that are getting to me at the moment is just the lack of like our inability to find and source staff, which is wholly related to the pandemic and you know people's perspectives changing and stuff. It's a real head fuck. I keep chipping away. Things will either improve or they won't. But yeah, to bring me back to my original point, this is why I took holidays this week, because I've just felt crushed. Dedicated practice. It's not an expression I like to use too much, because I think that conjures an impression of, you have to sit down and go, all right, time for me to, practice my brush control, or time for me to practice mixing paints and stuff, and then trying to do something, learn something, which isn't. That's not really how I think you should approach it. For me, when I talk about practice, what I mean is practice doing the thing that you are trying to get better at, doing the thing that you enjoy. For us, it's painting and painting toy soldiers, and it's really crucial you stay focused on having fun. Having fun is such a core tenet of the way that I want to paint models, that I've actually upset people, because they're like, man, why don't you just keep pushing? You could make this really good. You could take this to a competition or blah blah blah. I just said, no, I'm fine. I don't want to do that, because for me, this is supposed to be a relaxing hobby. As soon as I try to force myself to do it for some crazy competition or someone else's perspective, I just don't enjoy it, and then I'm spending time doing something that's shit. So I always come back to have fun, paint because it's fun, do it more because you're having fun doing it. Don't worry about the results. Try some cool shit, have fun. If it fucks up, when it fucks up, that experience, that knowledge that you've accrued, that's what's going to make you better. So yeah, concerted practice is not a term that I sort of like too much. The results are something that will take you probably years of practice. And if you are only invested in your results, like if your reason for painting is because you want to achieve the result, my approach is definitely not right for you. I will not be able to convince you. Because I really don't push people on results at all. All I push people on is have fun, try new things, experiment, learn, enjoy, be better. And that's it. That's my approach in a nutshell. So if you aren't having fun when you paint, I promise you'll be very unlikely to get better. Some dudes, like Bohun, who I talked about him on stream a little while back. I don't know. Awesome painter from Poland, I think. He literally posted a picture of a model about 2 hours ago, I reckon. I was looking at it's a Morgan Ra from 40k, really cool figure. And he's like, oh, this is a personal project for me. I'm just taking my time, enjoying every little detail. And he looks like he's put fucking hundreds and hundreds of hours in there already. That is not my idea of fun, but that is his idea of fun. So more power to him. No, Benny, it's fine, mate. It's just work. Just work stuff. Sometimes work's frustrating. Most of the time, it's okay. If it was great fun, it wouldn't be called work. Let's add some purple, 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 purple. Using my favorite purple. It's a hard line to walk, a fine line to walk between painting for fun and not getting invested in the results and trying to improve. You know, if you go too far towards trying to improve, as I have done and other people in this have done, you know, you can lose the joy, you can lose the experience. But if you focus too much on the experience, then sometimes your results don't reflect the effort. So there's a happy medium to strike. Enjoy your painting, have fun, and focus on your progress. Focus on the next paint job and what it's done. And yeah, you were the person I was talking about, Penny. It's tricky. Yeah, what have you been painting, Penny? I don't think I've seen too much of your stuff recently. If anything. Pastel violet. Ah, fun, mate. Yeah, I think probably this is part of my lack of focus at the moment. Is I'm really pumped for painting these Oathsworn models, and um, yeah, really keen to get into them, and feel like I'm just wasting time not painting Oathsworn figures for the obvious reason that I don't actually have them yet. But yeah, yeah. Speaking of, I might show you my conundrum here with the Oathsworn figures. I might have actually asked this already, but I'm gonna ask it again because I can. Because it's my stream and I can do whatever I want. All right, so let's go have a little bo peep at this Oathsworn dealio. Um, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so this is my game, of which I'm very enthusiastic about. So yeah, we're painting some figures for this game. I want to make some videos on them. So the first um the first cool thing is that the figures are 45 mil scale, so they're actually bigger than a Stormcast. And I was looking at some of the figures; they're almost 54 mil scale in some cases. This Warbear is like 54 mil scale, which is fucking awesome. And so it's gonna be a fun painting experience, like because they're a little bit bigger. But so this is my conundrum at the moment, right? Let's go to updates. Yeah, let's do this one. So here's the figures in detail, which is really cool. Really nice detail. There are hips, which is the same sort of plastic that Games Workshop uses for most of their figures. So detail's good. Should have the sculpts this week. So this is my problem. All right, I'm going to turn this off. Yeah, they're really nice. So this is Toby's. Toby's one of the guys I spoke to on the weekend. Um, this is his models he's got here. So what they've done is they've created a thing for the game which is called the Armory, and so every character in the game comes with a variety of weapon options for the figure. And so you start with your generic mace and shield, right? And then all of a sudden you can change it into an axe. And so it's push fit. And he's obviously making that look real easy. But I've had a really close look at like the figures, and there's an example of how the push fit's really well done because it's all hidden underneath a shoulder pad, right? So being able to paint this push fit is my challenge. I don't want to do magnets. Obviously, I could do magnets, no problems. I've literally got magnets here, about 100 of the fuckers here. Ooh. But no, I want to just use the push fit because I think 95% of the people that are going to follow along with the painting videos are probably just going to use push fit. So the first issue is you need to obviously retain the integrity of the join when it's specifically manufactured to be a tight fit. Putting spray painting on both bits is going to cause problems. So we're going to alleviate that by undercoating with one of the weapon arms in, so that way your joins are fine. But then when we undercoat the rest of the bits, we're going to need to use blue tack to cover the joins, so that's fine. I just want to see if there's anything that I've missed around how to paint them other than painting all the weapon options at one time. Because it's pretty cool. Like I sort of was saying to the guys, well, I don't know, like if it's obviously going to be my game. So I was like, I don't know if when I'm playing, I would actually go to the trouble of swapping weapons in and out. But like, how cool does that look? Your giant axe dude versus the dude with a flail and an axe, and it's pretty cool. So anyway, how would you approach that? How would you approach painting those separate arms on these figures in a way that will allow you to put them back on and feel like they're the same paint job, and B, in a way that will be interesting to watch. G'day, Jen. That's sort of what I'm stuck on a little bit at the moment. Maybe I'm overthinking it, or maybe my original plan of just attach all of the arms to a wooden ruler and prime them all at once. Well, look, I'm gonna do that for some because I'm not gonna I don't want to paint every single figure from start to finish on the stream or on video, but I want to do a video on how to paint the armory if people are thinking about painting the armory in an effective way. The second component is I'm going to try and avoid using airbrush for the majority of the work, again, for the same reason that a number of people aren't going to have airbrushes, particularly if they're just board gamers. So I want to try and make it accessible. All right, I'll show you my plan at the moment. So this is my rough plan, right? So I want to do a single video to talk about all of these things: preparing the figures, holding onto the figures while you paint them, undercoating them, how to do an airbrush versus doing the same sort of thing with a dry brush, which I can do, and I'll show you that hopefully. How to paint the armory, painting with metallic paints versus non-metallic paints, or non-metallic sort of metals, and then like have a link to a cross reference of, cool, if you have Games Workshop paints, here are some examples of the paints that I've used in a Games Workshop thing. So that video will just be basically all of the rudimentary stuff you need to know for painting figures. And then I want to focus. I'm going to paint all of the figure on stream, or I will probably paint them on stream, but I'm going to lose a lot of. I'm just going to do the stream itself and have no chat box so that I can record the painting without all that extra stuff. Can I actually film? Can I actually record? Yeah. Okay. Didn't think so. Yeah, and so each figure I'm going to focus on a specific thing, whether that's fur, leather, OSL, blah blah blah, based on the figures. That's the plan. So I'll paint the whole figure, and the video will probably speed up other bits of the whole figure, but I'm going to slow down for a specific topic for each figure. That's the plan. I'm excited for it. It's been a while since I've done a painting video. I did quite a few of them. When was it? 2020. I think it was in 2020 actually. I might ask for your help with some graphics, Benny, if that's all right. Just like a little template. Scarabost, I should have the figures. I managed to secure the figures in advance of the game box, which is actually a win-win for everyone involved, because it means I paint the figures before the game arrives, which means I won't be distracted by playing the game, and I'll actually just paint the figures. So the content will be ready quicker. And secondly, when the game does arrive, I'll be able to play with painted figures. It's going to be mad. Yep. It's a good thought, Gruffalo. How do we retain the consistency, particularly with the style of painting that I do, which is very lighting dependent. The direction of the lighting makes a big impact on the figure. So how do we translate that to bits on a stick? It's tricky. I basically want to be able to answer these questions. Thanks, Josh Tendo. I want to be able to answer these questions before I start the video, so that if 150 people who don't know how to paint are sitting there and being like, I'm going to paint my models, there's already a solution that will make it more accessible for them. Because I tell you this, the dudes that I spoke to are really passionate about their product, about their game. They're really passionate about building a community for their game. You know, they're probably gonna lose a fair bit of money based on the shipping crisis, but they're looking likely that they're just gonna eat most of that, which is, you know, indicative of them really giving a shit about the game and the community, and I'd like to be able to support that. It is a feature that isn't really aimed at beginner painters, but you know, if I can make something accessible for those beginner painters, maybe it won't be something that's out of their reach. It's a challenge for sure. Let's not make no bones about it. It's a difficult thing to try and work out a way to paint. Okay, let's go. All right, let's do a little tweaky somehow. I don't know what we're going to do here, actually. Let's not use contrast paints for a change. Let's use scale color. Is this color? Undead Flesh. I like it. Moonface is from Veiled Lamp Miniatures, and if you ask Ben X Layton very, very nicely, I'm sure he'll post a link for you. And he's sitting right here, actually. Look at me, I'm a Moonface. Well, maybe not even just Ben, someone will do it for you. Yeah, I'll probably go for slightly above the normal tabletop standard I use on my gaming figures. So somewhere in between what I would normally paint. Board game figures too, and these sorts of figures, somewhere in between. But I'm gonna try and do it in a way that is really time efficient. Yeah, it should be probably fractionally better than the Gold Smoke Knight, I think. The real issue with the airbrush, mate, is it's all of those things put together. So if you have problems with spider webbing, it could be the consistency of your paint mix. It could be the type of thinner you're using. It could be the pressure that you're running the brush at. Yeah, it could be a variety of those things. Yeah, I hope it'll be of value to anyone, even if you didn't get the game. Just painting board game figures. But yeah, the obvious suggestions is try dropping the pressure in your brush. Try increasing the consistency of your paint. My PSI is set to about 20 PSI, so But if you have a look at my paint, it's quite, well, you can't really see, but yeah, it's pretty dilute what I'm working with now. Boo. Sure is, mate. My mate Sebastian, based in Sydney. I think he's North Sydney though. The fucking fair way out. Yes, he's a great man too. Seb's really the only one doing that sort of figures in Australia at the moment. Veiled Lamp. Seb being Veiled Lamp. Okay, let's go. Alright, I think I might use a little bit of contrast paint. Non-bus Aussie company coming to us soldiers. Yeah, there's a dude in Melbourne who does figures. Dom Holloway's dad. I can't remember the name of him. G'day, Liam. Yeah, can't remember the name of him off the top of my head. It's not hassle free, but it's like hassle free. Something. I can't remember the name of him. It'll come to me later on, probably. But they're pretty different. So I think we'll just go with the ruler blue tack method and try to paint them all at once. But we'll pick a figure that doesn't have like 15 options. Ah, fuck man, how bad is that website? Eh? Diorama Presepi. Fucking fuckers. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. Uh, some of the stuff I got wasn't quite as advertised, but the majority of what it was really beautiful and makes me look significantly better as a hobbyist than I actually am. All right, let's think about the girl. Yeah, the girl. purples, do we think? Natalia's version's purple. Maybe I don't want to do purple. This is Natalia or Archer's version, by the way, friends. So. Not mine. Let's try. Let's try. Oh, I want to say greens, but my girlfriend will give me a spray if I do it in teals. Do everything in teals. All right, let's try green into purple. That sounds interesting. Green into purple. All right, what green do we want to use? Chimera green is the best green. So we should use that green. And then we will go into another green. What is a good green? Maybe something from AK. Maybe this olive green will be the go. Yes, golden olive. Be our next battle. Oh, green into pink, Benny. Maybe now we're cooking. Oof. She's gonna spray me if I do that though. I do like green to orange actually. Maybe we should. Oh, that's it. Maybe we go for an autumn style, where she's like the plants are dying orange. Orange. Green to orange. It's locked in. Decision made. We might start with some airbrush for this, I think. Okay, let's go. All right, we're gonna try priming some light. We're gonna copy Natalia's a little bit, I think, because I really like it, and that was why I got it, so I could feel what she was feeling. Oh. Ben can feel him calling in the air tonight. Oh, colors. He's been waiting for this moment all his life. Oh, Ben. Oh, Ben. Well, I remember the worry. How could I ever forget it was the first time, the last time we ever met? But I was there, saw what you did, saw it with my own two eyes. 'Cause Ben can wipe off that grin, I know where he's been. It's all been a pack of lies. Great tune. Gorilla. Alright. I haven't done a very good job cleaning this airbrush, I feel like, because this is coming out pus. What can I sing for you, Quiff? You'd say Phil Collins in the air tonight. Already done it, mate. But I know the reasons why you give me silence. No. Hang on, which one? By Taxi Ride? What about me? It isn't fair. I've had enough now. I want my share. Can't you see? I want to live. You just take more than you give. Hang on, the Jackson 5. Can you feel it? I don't know that song, I don't think. I know a couple of Jackson 5 songs. Maybe I'll do boom 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 boom. When I had you to myself, didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made you stand out from the crowd. And something from the look, one chance was all it took. Now it's much too late for me to take a second look. Oh, baby, give me one more chance to show you that I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you know. But now since I see you in his arms, I want you back. I want you back. Ooh, ooh, baby. I want you back. Yeah, 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 yeah. I want you back. Na, 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 na. Trying to live without your love one more stupid night. Let me show you, girl. Something, something, something. I just like that tune. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. What happens if I mix orange and green? I feel like that's not going to work all that well, don't I? Oh, Match Fixer's coming in swinging as well. What do you got for me, mate? Fuck, I can't even remember that song. Take the pressure down, 'cause I can feel it. It's rising like a storm. Take on my knees, turn them around. Take the pressure down. I don't really remember much else of that song. Take the pressure down. 'Cause I can feel it. You're running like a storm. Lay on my knees, turn them around. Take the pressure down. Hang on, I'm gonna go look at Benny's example. Where's my mouse? Come back, mouse. getting the shits with my mouse at the moment. Where are you, mouse? Fuck's sake, son. Or I'm not looking because my fucking mouse has disappeared. Fuck, there it is. Sing it again. Wow, you're going inverse orange and green. I'm not doing that. What am I singing for you, Mini MF? We've got tunes left, right, and centre tonight. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. I got my something, I got my foot about to hit the city. Before I leave, brush my teeth with the bottle of Jack. Cause I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicure on our toes. Trying on all our clothes. Boys blowing up our phones. Playing our favorite CD. Chilling up to the party. Trying to get a little bit tipsy. Don't stop, make it pop, DJ, blow my speakers up. Tonight I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the bar, but the party don't stop, no. Oh, 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 oh. Ain't got a care in the world, got plenty of beer. Something like that. Anyway, who would know? Hixie 666 is done by Ignis Art, IGNIS Art, and I've got a few of their figures over there. Actually, they're pretty awesome. I like them a lot. All right, we might call that airbrushing done for a bit. It's a pretty interesting start. We will now refine the ancient art of the brush. And I've already gone away from my original plan, so let's just roll with it. I'm actually getting a new brush for this. Let's see. What's this one? This is a 0. Let's try this. This is a good one. Dudes are lining up because they hear we got swagger, but we kick them to the curb unless they look like Mick Jagger. Alright, so if you're new to watching my process, I'm just going to explain a little bit about what I do. I like to over contrast things, so really over highlight, create lots of value change before bringing it back, smoothing things out with the airbrush. So what I'm doing now is going to probably look a little bit rough. Well, I don't think I'll be too rough on this. But I'm all about positioning the highlights and making sure that everything is going where I want it to. Before we tweak things with the airbrush. Gotta care in the world. Right, has everyone got all the songs out of their system now? We're feeling better now. Have to turn off autofocus, I think, because it's struggling. She's a great figure. This is my favourite of the figures I think that they've done. Although I do really like I really like Pearl, and I really like they did another one that I've got over there which I can't remember the name of. It's just yeah, awesome. Fatuous, I think it is. Fatuous. Stop doing that. Yeah, we're sort of going for an autumn theme here, I guess. Like the fairies dancing about autumn or something. Yeah. Always got to remember. Yeah. Okay. Here's a fun idea. Try painting a face upside down and see how good you are at understanding face volumes. Or don't do it because it's awful. Okay, let's go. Man, it's already doing my head in. All I want to do is turn it up the right way. But it's nice because you're really having to do the underside of things. Well, what I'm trying to say, you really have to think about the highlighting in a different way. Talking pedicure on our toes. Bloop, 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 bloop. Hey, didn't Pizzasky do a version of this which had green and orange? Have you just fucking saddled me in the footsteps of Pizzasky with your shitty idea, Ben? Kind of feel like you have, mate. You fucker. Fuck. All right, late change in plans. Abort mission. Ramasquera. G'day, mate. Like making love at midnight. All right, Ben's just absolutely fucked me here. And I don't know what to do now. I was quite into that idea, so we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. We'll add some purple into the mix. Ah, the great man, Mark Masclans. How is he going? Ah, that's nice. Yeah, no, he came to Australia a few years ago and did a class here with a few people. Colwell was in it and a couple of others. I don't really know because I was in fucking Europe. Very inconsiderate of them. All right, how are we going to recover this, Ben? How on earth are we going to recover this? Me? I love Europe. Truly, truly love Europe. Uh, for a long period of time there before COVID, I was going pretty much every year to Europe at the end of the year and having a wonderful holiday. The people are amazing. G'day, Gallowfire. All is well. The food is amazing. The history is amazing. Yeah, it's a wonderful place. My favourite place in Europe is probably a three-way tie these days between Florence, Scotland, and Salzburg in Austria. They're my favourite places. Thanks, Esmeralda. How are you? Yeah, it's a wonderful place. Love it. Jamie Tart, Jamie Tart, don't do it as a redhead, Roger. So you're taking away. Not only have you stitched me up by making me paint a figure in the same colours as Land Studio, but you've also stitched me up and said you cannot even paint her with your favourite hair colour. You and I will be having words about this, Ben. I'll tell you what. Fuck you. Yeah, his is awesome. Someone just followed. Sorry I didn't say thank you, but thank you to the wonderful person who just followed. I think it was Emmeline Niamph. Yes. Let's all thank Past Deno for setting that up. No, I don't think I was gonna. I was gonna probably try and go green, actually. Like a different version of green. She's a nymph or something, isn't she? So. Jamie Tart, Jamie Tart, All right, we're going to try and make Deno look significantly better in a second by using an airbrush. Ooh, I like it. Picasso. I like it. I need to go into purple, I think. Jamie Tart, sorry, it's in my head now. Jamie Tart, do 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 do. Jamie Tart, do 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 do. Jamie Tart. Jamie Tart. Melbourne Plage, welcome. I saw a very amusing post on somewhere on the internet where someone was like, I am sure that somewhere Henry Cavill has a dummy account that lets him go just like liking gaming posts and stuff. And so at this point in time, every single person that I do not know has an equally likely chance of being Henry Cavill. So for the rest of the stream, I shall refer to everyone as Henry. That's a good question, Henry. And the answer is yes. I'm going to take it to Queensland Model Hobby Expo here in Brisbane? I assume you can see it behind me. You can. Excellent. All part of my plan to just subtly wave it into every shot I possibly can. Thanks, Ben. I do know you. It's a good question, Henry. How good are you at painting, mate? I've seen some pictures of his stuff that he's painted. Stuff that you've painted, I should say. No, he's all right. I don't know if I can keep that up for much longer. Calling everyone Henry. He posted a picture of an adept of a Space Marine custodies or something. It was fine. I'm hesitant to ask what your next movie is. Just in case it's a weird sex movie and you're training for your sex movie. And if it is a weird sex movie, kudos to you for really getting into it and training hard. Yeah, sex movie. Gotcha. Months of training for that. Wouldn't have been an explosive scene. It's probably not a sex movie. But it could be. I've signed a few NDAs in my day. They're never fun. Especially when it's something you're really excited about. All right. Now, appreciate that many of you think this looks trash right now. Many of you are correct. It does look trash. But we're about to fix it. Probably. Probably. All right. What's our green? If you like it, that is great, and that is an excellent position for me to be in. Is this a fluorescent color? I pick your screen. I'm going to try this color because it's sitting right here. Did I open it? I didn't, but I'm going to try opening it right now. Good. Good work, Dano. That looks very fluorescent. That may be a little too bright for what I need. Let's try it out. With a smidge of this. Too much, Dano. Too much of that. Damn it. No, it's just sitting right beside the uh, desk, but I turn my microphone onto some really cool noise compression mode, so it's probably cutting out the noise, so you can't hear it unless I'm talking at the same time. Not really what I wanted, but I think we can work with this. Thank you. Are you saying it looks like the tits because it looks awesome, or are you saying it looks like absolute bastards? I'm comfortable with either of those statements. Yeah. I'm just starting my airbrushing, mate. That's normally what makes me look better. I like it from this angle so far. This is the only one that I like so far. Yeah, so this is the angle, the viewing angle is like this. So just go with me for a little bit, see if we can recover it. Wee. Wee. Okay, let's go. All right, this one will be important, I think. Yeah, we're looking good. It's autumn themed bun, so She's going to have like oranges and some purpley reds. The green exists because she's not quite there yet. It's not autumn, but she's dancing. Yeah, she is a super fun model. 10 out of 10 would bang her. Yes, this is the step that makes people think I'm a good painter. When I'm dead set trash. Yeah, I mean, to speak sort of non-deprecatingly for a second, it is mostly the airbrush doing the work, right? Like it's just filtering the colors. So I'm not even really doing anything other than placing the paint where I want it to go to soften out transitions. That's literally all I'm doing. So um, not that complex. What the complex part of it comes from controlling the brush and telling the brush exactly where to go. And that's the part that I think probably is where I'm better at. Yeah, it is a little bit froggish at the moment, isn't it? I'm feeling okay about it so far, actually. So normally I'm like, oh, this sucks, or oh, this is awesome. And I'm on the awesome side more so than anything, because I can start to see a little bit of what's going on. So let's turn this off for a bit and see if we go down to a really fine detailed brush. Whipping out new brushes. Didn't think I was going to do this. So Windsor and Newton haven't used one of these bad boys in a while. We're going to try. Corvus Oculum. Thank you for the raid, champion. G'day, TJ. What's happening, mate? Uh, yeah. Broadly speaking, I do a few different things with the airbrush. So the first is a pass with a slightly lighter mid-tone to try and smooth out the rough transitions, and then I'll usually go back in with a saturated color to try and re-add some contrast, because that first step can usually wash out the colors a bit. So those are the two main steps that I do. And then other steps is all just about adding little color nuances and so forth. Everyone should go follow Corvus Oculum. I haven't got shout out set up, mate, so I can't help you on that front. But I hope you had a good stream. Oh, on your bunny. Fuck, she's a jet. You do a way better job as a mod than Ben has ever done. Did you know that, bun? Agreed. Agreed. Okay, let's go. Yeah, now I'm feeling this. I think we can make this work. Remembering that I want to try and really dive into some more pastel colors. We're going to try and more like pastel this bit up a little bit now. See if we can bring these two weird colors together. What are you doing there, Dino? You fucking idiot. Alright. Yeah, calm down. It's not jeepers. I'm firing up tonight. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Look, I did all these pastel colors. Look at this. I did all these pastel colors on this fucking base. And it's like beautiful. Now I got this fucking green monstrosity. What are we doing with our lives? What are we doing? Yeah, the golden yellow is coming out okay. I want to tweak it a little more towards orange in most bits, but my plan, bunny, is that I'm going to take this green all the way up into a pastel range. Bunny. Maybe that will work, and maybe that will not work. There's only one way to find out. Did you? Did you get some good loot? Yeah, don't know about the purple yet, mate. Somewhere. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out somehow. Beautiful. It's a good result. Well, I'm pleased to be of assistance. Although I'm not sure how painting this fairy in autumnal colours could possibly have helped you with your Hero Quest mummy, but I'll take it. Another magnificent effort from Big Deno, saving people's hobby one person at a time. Good job, Deno. Of course you can paint shadows, mate. Crucial part. All right, let's go into a bit of pink over here. All right. Delightful. Delightful. The 75th annual Hunger Games has begun. And may the odds be ever in your favor. Great stuff. I'm not sure on this Windsor and Newton yet. Ah! Drop it on the floor will help, you know. Where is Joseph? Welcome, mate. This model is from Ignis Art, Ignis. It's called Pixie. Very beautiful figure. Oh, it's just probably splitting just a little more than I would like at this stage. We've got a tip that's sort of not quite working. But it is a while since I've painted with a Winsor and Newton, so let's hold judgment for the moment. Oh, look at Bunny. She's on fire tonight. Somebody give that chick a pay rise. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Funny how some distance can make everything seem small. And the fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No rights, no wrongs, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. I don't know why this is happening, friends. It's just in my head. I've had really fantastic experiences with Winsor and Newton brushes for the longest time, like 15 years, and then just just around COVID, they just went absolutely busted, and I could not get a good one to save my life. And so I had to switch to the Raphaels, and the Raphaels have been very good. Budgie, interesting. I hadn't picked up on that. Oof, you and me both, bud. All right, let's see if we can recover it. Becoming a little bit more recovery than I would like it to be at the moment. But actually, I still like it. Bum. All right, so when autumn rolls around, and I'm not much of an autumn expert, right? Because in Brisbane, it's either hot or slightly less hot, and so autumn for us is not really a thing that occurs. Um, how do the leaves? Do they turn yellow? Do they turn orange? Like is banging a whole lot of orange in here going to really change this up? Yellow, orange, red, brown. Okay, so theoretically we should be okay if we go. reckon we're going. Mm-hmm. Cold never bothered me anyway. Oh my god. Oh my god. MasterChef's on tonight. It's one of my favourite shows. It just started today. And apparently white chocolate velouté guy is back. If you ever watch Australian MasterChef and you don't know what white chocolate velouté guy is, you haven't ever really watched MasterChef. But white chocolate velouté guy is back. Oh my god. I cannot wait to watch that tomorrow. That guy will go down in history as literally the worst MasterChef contestant ever. Ever. Wow. I look. I don't normally like reality television. I don't normally like trashy television. I don't know what it is, mate, but I fucking love MasterChef. I can't get enough of it. My girlfriend watches all these shows made in Chelsea, all this sort of shit. I'm just like, why do you do this? Surely you got better things to do with your life than watch this absolute trash. And then MasterChef comes on, and I'm like, yeah, it's MasterChef time. Yeah. Oh, TJ, come on, mate. 2017. We had a pandemic. Come on, mate. Surely you could bang something on. Yeah, sorry, Paul. I did see you say that before, mate. I'll check it out. What's it about, mate? TJ, Fate. I'll have a crack at many things. I do try to avoid having a crack at other people's figures as a general rule, with two exceptions. One, if they ask me to have a crack at it, then I'll go ham. Uh, and two, if it's someone I intensely dislike who needs to be dropped down a peg. Great. That sounds up my alley. Ever since I finished Eclipse, or Expanse rather, I'm just like, pinging for some new sci-fi shows to watch. Is it Chappie the fighting robot one? No, that one had Hugh Jackman. That one was called Real Steel. What's Chappie about? It's pretty sure it's a robot. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely did not catch that one. My God, white chocolate fillet take. Silent C. Okay. I struggle with subtitles sometimes. Um, but recently I've been finding myself watching more shows with subtitles on, um, just so I can sort of grok a couple of the names and stuff a bit quicker. And it's worked a treat. So, cool. Silent C. Yeah, the Expanse was good though. I actually just rewatched The Good Place over the last few, well, I want to say weeks, but it was actually the last few days. I think I started it like fucking Tuesday last week or something. It's just easy watching and it makes me feel good about life. Sometimes you need that, you know? Oh, never bothered me anyway. All right, how much has Ben absolutely fucked me here with his stupid idea? The answer is a lot. And now I'm singing the song from Blade. Why? Why, Deno? People don't come here to listen to that, mate. Say something interesting about painting toy soldiers. For once. It was a great movie. That was a fucking weird movie, eh? You can tell I'm actually interested in enjoying painting a model because I tend to just switch off from talking and just like I'm just happily amusing myself with painting. All right. So here is my idea to recover this and maybe make it still look quite interesting. How do we feel about like veins of leaves running through the skin? Is that doable? Is it even something we should try and consider? Hmm. Definitely interesting. Uh, not sure. It's just literally popped into my head then. All right, it's time to whip out the contrast paints. The wondrous contrast paints. I've been trying to super zoom a bit, but maybe we'll just bring it back a touch so you can see the whole piece. Okay, so we are going to use this orange. We're going to use this yellow. Where is that yellow? Here. I'm going to use this green. And maybe some purple. I'll do this bit first. I'm going to go for a yellowy green. Now we're going to go for orangey yellow. Jan the man. That is Yandon yellow, my friend, which is the lighter of the yellows. It's a little bit more pure than Nasdreg yellow, even though a lot of the time I recommend Nasdreg yellow because I think it's got more applications. C or Sleestra A or Siestra, whatever it is, mate. No, I definitely did not sculpt this. This is a figure from Ignis Art that you can purchase right now. Jumping up through a river of blood or something, you reckon? No. She's a pretty dancing pixie, I don't think. I don't think I could do that. Well, I could. I don't want to do that. I just wanted to be a happy lady. A happy dancing pixie. Alright, so this is just a tiny little bit of purple. Yeah. And orange. Thank you, my friend. It has been an interesting evening's painting so far. We went from not really sure to hating it to back to not really sure. And now I think I like it, but everyone else is unconvinced. What's the time? Oh, 2.5 hours. Wow. Gone by very quickly this evening. Thanks, TJ. I appreciate that, mate. Are you referring to John Lithgow, as in the commander John Lithgow? I'm not sure if I take that as a compliment or a extremely good compliment. I don't believe I've heard that one before, no. That is a new one. No one has said that I look like John Lithgow. But I'll take it. I'll take any compliment. In fact, I'll take any feedback at all. Good, bad, or otherwise. Usually people comment on my toy soldier painting more than my rough head, but beggars can't be choosers. Quick little matte varnish to finish us off for tonight. Well, when I say finish us off, we want to glue it to the base. Don't think so, not yet, no. Alright, if you ever get that one, mate, I don't know that one's a compliment. I'm not sure if you're referring to John Lithgow now in his elder years or back in his heyday on Third Rock from the Sun. I'm going to assume you meant in his heyday. In which case, I agree. That is spot on, Gallo Fire, yes. But also anytime after I use contrast paints, because they have that satiny finish, I find that just a good idea, good practice to varnish it. Gives you a much... tends to give you a much more accurate read on the figure itself. So oh, Mittens. G'day, Mittens. G'day, Things by Diana. Hello, you great people. Hope you're having a wonderful time. What were you doing on your stream today, Mittens? What was it? Thanks, Mittens. That's nice of you to say about my head. Everyone's complimenting my face today. No, I'm just kidding. What'd you paint, Mittens? What'd you get up to? What are you doing? Was it your birthday stream? Oh, happy birthday, Mittens. Good for you. What'd you turn? 25? Well, you look 25 to us, Mittens. Mostly because all we ever see is your avatar. And that little face could be like 11. Things by Diana, thank you for the follow. I do normally paint pretty cool stuff. This one, it's very, very, very early on in the process. But for everyone that hasn't seen it, here's something I did late last year. Thank you. Well, I do have 3 or 4 more dioramas planned for the next few. Let's be realistic, it's the next few years probably. I want to try and do 3 this year. So, but I've already done 1, so 2 more. One of them's here. The other one I think I know what it's going to be. So, plenty of time. Thanks, Blocks Boy. Thanks, Diana. Enjoy cleaning the cricket enclosure. Good luck. Hope you hit a century. It's a little cricket pun for those playing at home. Understand cricket. Oh, Deno, don't do that. No. All right. I am reasonably happy with progress. I think I think we need to do some more pastel highlights and really dive into this pastel thing. Maybe I should put her on the thing. No, too soon. Too soon, Dano. All right, I think we might. Sorry, Mittens. I was just about finishing up, so I'm gonna raid on. Let's raid on with Mittens. What a legend! Thanks everyone for joining. Twitch. Let's see who's raiding, who's streaming tonight. Miniature figures. All right, who have we got out and about? Night Match Fixer. Thanks, Slee Stra R. I don't know, you'll have to tell me how to paint that one day, or pronounce that one day. Ooh, Roll One to Explode is painting Mortarion, which is pretty cool. Oh, what's Jesus painting? Celestra. Celestra, gotcha. What are you painting? Hola, bienvenido. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Great painter, this guy, if you're not following him. Jesus Gomez. Wonderful painter. Very nice man. What are these people doing? Nothing. Had enough. Get lost. Ice Baby D6 is doing something I need to know. Oh, Celestra's streaming. What are you streaming, mate? What a crazy guy. We're watching him, watching us, watching him. How good. I'm not rating you, mate. You're doing nothing.
Boring lads. All lads.
This is an Australian stream. That's strong. Strong possibility. What's he doing? That looks Thin Warriors.
Yeah, look.
All right. What's Tenebrum? Is he on? I can't see him on miniature figures. Where is he? Tenebrum. Is he doing stuff? He's not live, Mittens. You're stitching me up. All right, we're gonna raid this guy because he's an Aussie. Stiller,
Oh, thanks, Jim.
what are you doing? What are you doing, Stiller Rebel? I'm just finishing. I painted this tonight. Hope you're having a wonderful time. We're gonna raid on to someone else. So thanks, Stiller. Everyone should go follow Stiller, by the way. She's awesome, and she does oil paints. All right, we're going.
It was just a little bit too.
This is going great.
You're getting an axe and you're getting a spear. not gonna look that dope. Fuck yeah, it is.
I love this guy.
Fuck yeah, it
D6
is.
F.
Cool.
Boom.
Boom.
Thanks, Gary.
Swapping these lads.
You're all wonderful people. I'm back on Wednesday night, but I'm probably going to be playing
yeah,
board
like-
games. My next
Mate,
painting
it
stream will be
just,
Sunday.
Years ago, when it first came out,
Be
my
quiet, friend.
Steve was like,
Yes, next painting stream will probably be Sunday morning. If I'm really lucky, we'll have my Oathsworn figures to do some painting on. If we're not, it'll probably be finishing off this chick if we haven't already finished her. And board games Wednesday night. So, toodaloo, friends. Have a great night.
have his beer. Or